we will study these type of concept. And so, what do you know about networks or communication networks? Any idea what is a network? So we will study about definition and benefits of networks, network design issues like media, topology, protocol, addressing, naming, clarifying example, data transfer between a browser and a web browser. So let's study to some formal definition. Peter Norton is a very good author of communication networks book. Peter Norton, he says that networks is a set of technologies including hardware, software, and media. Media means communication way. That is called media. That can be used to connect computers together, enabling them to communicate, exchange information, and share resources in real time. Real time means when you call to your family and you talk to them, that is called real time. Network is a set of technologies including hardware, software, and media that can be used to connect computers together, enabling them to communicate, exchange information, and share resources in real time. So I was telling you about the real time. Real time means when you call to your family and you directly hearing and talking to each other, that is real time. Okay. So just an example. So this definition is given by Peter Norton. So अब आपने जो कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क्स होते हैं वो कितने टाइप्स के होते हैं? एक को कहते हैं WAN, आपने देखा होगा, WAN, उसको कहते हैं वाइड एरिया नेटवर्क. ठीक है. It covers a wide geographical area such as a country. So a country level communication network is called WAN. फिर आपके पास मेन होता है मेट्रोपॉलिटन एरिया नेटवर्क. उसका मतलब होता है कि it covers a city or some region. For example, a network of Haripur is metropolitan network or main network. Then आपके पास होता है फिर आपके पास लोकल एरिया नेटवर्क्स होते हैं. अब लोकल एरिया नेटवर्क covers a limit area such as an office or a building. For example, this network is a LAN network. Okay. Most of large network have a host computer, a mainframe, or a mid-size central computer to control. So आपके पास जब इस नेटवर्क होता है तो एक सर्वर होता है, कंट्रोलिंग मशीन होती है जो कि इस कंप्यूटर को उस नेटवर्क को देख रहा होता है. ठीक है. WLAN आपके पास वाइड एरिया नेटवर्क होता है जिसमें फॉर एग्जांपल a network of our country is wide area network. वो WLAN actually wireless local area network. So when you communicate wirelessly over a LAN network, then that is called WLAN. So benefits क्या है? Resource sharing है, cost saving. For example, when you talk to your family by internet or by call, you just spend few rupees and you directly communicate them. So that is cost saving. Otherwise, when you travel to see your family in Sawabi or in Fatehjung or sometime Multan and a buddy in Karachi, from Karachi, Lahore. So it costs a lot. Ahmedabad, and just a calling them is cost saving. Personal communication, you communicate personally to somebody. You do not need to say, buddy, oh, come out and I need to tell you something. You just call him in. You just whisper in his or her ears. Okay, what you want to say, that means personal communication. Reliability, reduced errors, inconsistencies, greater performance, distributed computing. We will study a bit what is distributed computing. So distributed computing means when everybody is independently communicating. For example, there are two concepts. One is called centralized and another is called distributed. So centralized mean, for example, you have a PT cell phone in your house and you need to communicate to your friend. So you need to call through that PT cell phone. So that is a kind of centralized. Or if somebody is calling you, so he or she will call you on that phone number And if your mother's or father pick that, then you know what happened, you know. Okay. Otherwise, so that is called centralized thing. Okay. And when somebody communicating on your personal phone, if you have a cell phone, so it means that is distributed. Everybody is free to call at their availability. So it doesn't depend on somebody or some centralized system. So that is called distributed. Clear? So then personalized and contextualized services. Then, for example, same thing, personalized. You use your cell phone to communicate, either calling them or either texting them. So you can I mean, when you communicate, so you know each other from the beginning, and you know the communication is in sequence. For example, you call in morning, then he knows that you call in morning from that number. So that is a kind of contextual thing. Okay. So network design issues occur in media, the way you communicate, topology. Topology means the way network is designed. So that is called topology. And third is protocol. Protocol means certain rules. Certain rules are set. For example, for your BS graduation, rules are set that you need to pass first semester, second semester, ICT course, programming course. This is called rules or protocols. So you need to follow this protocol. First semester was subject, second semester. If you fail, then you need to restudy it. You need to give quiz. You need to take exams. So there are certain protocols are set for your bachelor degree. So that's similarly, when you communicate via a mobile phone or via your computer, then certain rules are established, standards are made to communicate some way. So all computer actually follow those rules. So that's why it is called protocol. This protocol is different than the one you see on your television, like minister is going with his protocol. So that is also protocol, but here in communication theory or communication network, protocol means certain rules that is made to communicate with each other or to understand the message sent. Clear? Example, networking applications. So what is transmission media? Transmission media means the way you communicate. For example, you communicate through Ethernet cable, okay, or wireless communication. So that is called transmission media. You transmit your voice. Uh, for example, in early days, when people communicate, they just go to some mountain and fire up the grasses or something. So it means the remote communication is through showing some colorful flag or some kind of fire. So it means somebody is communicating some message. So now when you raise it up to this generation, there is certain way of communication. So first transmission media is wired or guided media. So you communicate through a wire. For example, your PTCL or your cable phone, you use a cable to communicate your voice, or you got a connection from PTCL, or you got an internet connection from PTCL. You just plug that to your computer. So that is wired communication. Clear? Or guided. So guided or wired media, one is copper pair. So the cable is made up of copper. So that is called copper pair. So copper pair is divided, and then unshielded twisted pair, UTP. One example is this one. So if you, I will suggest you to search those terms and Google and see what kind of cables are, are those cables. Yeah. So for example, this cable, it's called UTP. Somebody of you have seen that. So that is called UTP, or unshielded twisted pair. You have already seen this on your phone. So that is UTP, unshielded twisted pair. Then called shield twisted pair. So the difference is obvious. So the wires are shielded, some kind of insulating material, or sometimes material is wrapped up around them. That is called shielded twisted pair. And the two cables are twisted with each other like this. So that's why it's called twisted. Clear? कहाँ यूज होती है? एडवांस अगर आप इसको ऑब्जर्व कर लें तो पहले वाला तो आपको क्लियर है कि वो पीटीसीएल में यूज होता है. ये भी कम्युनिकेशन में इन्हीं जगहों पे यूज होता है, बट आई कैन नॉट टेल यू द एग्जैक्ट आंसर के कहाँ यूज होता है. यू नीड टू सर्च बाय योरसेल्फ. देन आपके नेक्स्ट केबल है कोएक्सियल केबल. ये केबल आपने देखी होगी, यूजुअली केबल ट्रांसमिशन के लिए यूज होती है. तो ये इसको कहते हैं कोएक्सियल केबल. ये कॉपर मेड होती है ना. ये भी अगर आप देखें तो होती है कोई ब्राउनिश कलर होता है उसका. तो कॉपर भी यूजुअली उसी कलर की है. Then optical fiber. Anybody who knows about optical fiber, flash fiber? Who is using flash fiber? PTCL flash fiber. If somebody is using flash PTCL, so actually he is using optical fiber based internet. And do you know how the optical fiber communicates? सिग्नल उसमें जो आपके पास वायर होती है, कॉपर वायर, उसका जो सिग्नल होता है वो इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल होता है. बट ऑप्टिकल फाइबर का जो सिग्नल होता है वो लाइट होती है. एक्चुअली लाइट ट्रांसमिट कर रही होती है. तो लाइट का जो आपके पास स्पीड है वो भी अच्छी होती है, और उसमें जो सिग्नल आपकी ट्रांसमिशन होती है या डिकोडिंग होती है वो भी ज्यादा इजी होती है. ठीक है. और ये ग्लास होता है, तो आपको अगर पता है कि जब लाइट ने ट्रेवल करना है तो उसके लिए आपको एक हॉलो चीज चाहिए ना, ताकि वो उसमें ट्रेवल कर सके. फॉर एग्जांपल आपने कोई कोटिंग लगा दी तो इसका मतलब कि वो उससे पास नहीं होगा. ठीक है. तो इसका मतलब है कि ग्लास चाहिए आपको ताकि वो उसमें ट्रेवल कर सके विदाउट इंटरफेरेंस और इंटरप्शन. So if you are installing a flash fiber in your house, and then some electrical engineer or engineering is doing something, sit with them and tell them to show us how light travel in this. He will show you this red light. Actually, I said last I guess 2 or 3 months before, and I told him to show me how it works. So he actually showed me the red lights. To see, it means your wire is free of breakage. So when they are doing something, ask them that what is this and how it works. So he can show this light actually. Then other media is wireless media. One is wired or guided. Second one is wireless media or unguided media. What is guided and unguided? What is the difference between guided and unguided? Guide. So actually, wired means you have tell them that this is your path. Go by this way. And unguided means it is just spread in some direction, and you know which direction is good or which direction gives you good result. That's why this is called unguided. Wireless is called unguided media. One is infrared. Anybody who use infrared in their phone to send some file or something. The previous mobile phone, like Samsung or Ericsson mobile, so they have some kind of blue rectangle or something on one side of the phone. So that is called infrared communication channel. You connect two phones together and you can send your file. Yes, TV remote, but that is not. That is mostly because the transmission. Actually, important thing is transmission range. So infrared transmission is around few centimeters. Whenever you connecting to mobile, it means you bring mobile in their range around to some centimeter. Actually, you connect them. That's why infrared, the transmission range of infrared is very less. So TV remote, I guess that works on Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. So I guess Bluetooth transmission, because आप जब मोबाइल में बैठ के बेड से कंप्यूटर के दरमियान जो स्पेस होती है वो भी 2-3 मीटर की होती है. So infrared doesn't work on that in that range. Radio means any wireless communication that is called radio. इसमें आपके पास AM होता है, FM होता है, amplitude modulation होती है, frequency modulation होती है. जी, yes. Radio wave signal, yes. What is the difference between infrared and radio waves? And then microwave. So I guess most of you be using microwaves. So how it warm up the things? You put something in your microwave, and after some time, 30 seconds, it warm up or hot up the vegetables or your dish, but it doesn't pass through, or it doesn't harm your pot actually. Resonance, how it works? Resonance, particle की frequency increase करता है. So some kind of waves is used into transmit, other than some kind of heater is used at the microwave and it warm up. So some kind of waves are used to vibrate your food, and that's actually warm up your food. Satellite. So do you know about satellite communication? So anybody who are using satellite cable or antenna or something like that, and it's dish antenna, that is actually satellite transmission. So the longest range is satellite one. That is actually connected to a satellite in your, reliable कौन सा है? What does reliability means? आज कंडीशन में सर्वाइव करें ना, मतलब रेडियो और सैटेलाइट का मुकाबला करें. सैटेलाइट और रेडियो में से आई गेस सैटेलाइट ज्यादा अच्छा है, क्योंकि उसका ट्रांसमिशन रेंज ज्यादा है, उसका सिग्नल फेड नहीं होता है उसके साथ. वायरलेस तो आपने देखा होगा, जब बारिश होगी तो आपके वो आवाज खराब होगी, रेडियो के सिग्नल सही नहीं आ रहे होते, and that's why it depends on the environment as well. So you see there is wavelength given, and do you know the equation of V is equal to F lambda? Have you heard about that? So what does it mean? V is equal to F lambda. F is frequency and lambda is wavelength, and V is speed or velocity. So you actually, from those examples, you can find the frequency, and if you know the range or velocity and your wavelength. So you can find some frequency or wavelength. So this is wavelength, that is frequency, and these are different frequency in which certain communication frequency range in which certain communication happens. So for example, this region, visible light, जो आप visible light है उसका जो range है वो 0.1 megahertz से लेकर 1 megahertz तक है. That is visible light. You can see this light. So that is visible light. And then from 0.01 megahertz से लेकर, that is infrared. So infrared light, you cannot see the infrared light, right? That is beyond the visibility range. Clear? Similarly, लेकिन आप frequency देखें तो उधर आपके पास ये wavelength की मैं बात करता हूँ, उधर frequency है. Frequency कितनी है वो? 100 what is what we call 10^12 pico. So 100 pico hertz उसकी frequency. ये wavelength है. What is the unit of wavelength? Meter. So actually this is wavelength around 0.1 micro actually. 0.1 माइक्रोमीटर से लेकर 1 माइक्रोमीटर तक रेंज है उसकी, वेवलेंथ है।